Hi everyone, LazyFire here, and welcome back to Red Faction 2. Last time we beat the rebirthed Repta, and we now have to cross this conveniently placed pillar of machine parts across here, and we're going to basically finish the game this time. And who could be our final boss but Molov? Of course, there's Shrike to deal with. We haven't seen him in quite a while, as Tangier pointed out a couple episodes ago, but we don't seem to care about him. Prevent Molov's escape is all we have to worry about. So, we're back to fighting on foot after an episode of Battle Tank thing. I don't know what it's called anymore. So, here are our first hand-to-hand encounters with the processed Nano Super Soldier. Oh, that's Molov firing that, by the way. Similar to Repta earlier, he is invincible until you get him to his boss fight. He's firing at Tangier, who is also invincible, so it's basically a battle of morons.
He's not getting away. Something's really wrong down there. What the hell did you do?
I killed Repta, so he apparently held this entire place together.
Cover me, Alias. Gotta get out of this thing.
Like I said, these elite soldiers, they're pushovers. They can take just about as much damage as any of the other processed.
Stop the Nano Cell! We must destroy it!
And the game does something kind of nice there, and it destroys an area so these guys can't follow us up as easily. Now, Tangier actually ran ahead of us here. Get down, jerk. I like how those guys make the same noise as the,
You're up in the chest of the statue. Move!
Yes. Anyways, the Nano Soldiers make the same noise as the armored soldiers, like we were in the very start of the game. Okay. This room is probably the room with the elite soldiers that's going to be the biggest problem. One, there's graphical bugs all over the place, but two, it's filled with smoke
Hunk of steel is about to come crashing down.
that they can see through, but I can't. So, just be cautious and look for the exit door. I'm trying to watch a man burn to death.
Running somewhere. I think he's got a ride waiting topside.
Okay. Let's do a quick tour. These guys will fire at you from down below, so it's best to take them out now. There we go. Clearing out the rabble, as it were.
Go, go! We have to destroy the cell.
Yes, we have to destroy the cell.
You die here now. Sopot's statue will be your tomb.
Just keep running. Don't worry about these guys until you run straight into them. Like here. At which point the glowing eyes will make a very handy target. Hi here.
Shrike, hold your fire. You are shooting at me, you idiot.
Tangier just disappeared in this room.
Shrike, pick me up now.
Negative. You made a serious error, Molov.
Shrike, pick me up now, and I won't kill you.
Okay, looks like Shrike's turning on Molov. Shit. So, there's a boss fight coming up, and I know exactly what it entails. Hell, I'm in trouble now. This is what I meant by these guys can be trouble in numbers. And you saw there was a momentary glitch. That's always fun to watch. And here, because it's a tourist destination, you get a full history of the statue and everything, and pictures of Sopot and all this other stuff. I thought that was a neat little touch, that they acknowledged the fact that it did not start off as the genetic lab. They actually let people in it, which is kind of weird, you know, when you think
Have
about it.
Molov cornered.
Basically, every room from here on out, I'm going to be switching over to my anti-personnel in preparation for what comes next. It's actually mapped to a bracket button. So, we're now leaving the land of 0 and 9 and such away, and we're assigning stuff to brackets. Don't know why.
Got a visual on Alias. He's almost to the hilt. Remember, Molov, we don't start fights. We finish them.
You heroes better get up here before I save the world without you.
Fuck you, Tangier. I prefer EOS to Tangier now, like by a wide margin. She was a lot more fun as a character. Okay, well, this can only mean one thing. Let's see what happens when we go through this door. Yes, this is the room. Alright, get ready for a cutscene.
I ask you to sacrifice. If not for love of Sopak, the Commonwealth, then for your own sake. Today's sacrifice brings tomorrow's abundance.
Goodbye, Alias.
Fight! Fight, I say! Do not tell me that we cannot. We must! We must crush the Red Faction! We cannot tolerate these traitors in our midst! She was always better at flirting than fighting.
Okay, Molov.
My elite guard will recover that. I never trusted you. You are too smart. Red Faction.
Trust me.
I so
If you can tell what the hell they're saying in that sequence, let me know. I'm interested. Because I can't. So the anti-personnel launcher makes the quickest work of Molov. And then, you simply switch, eventually, to your Raildriver and take him out with this. Yes, Molov is actually that simple, of course. If he hits you with that thing, which he almost never does like that was kind of weird, it becomes a bigger problem. But now that we've seen what that fight looks like, we can go right up here and start this off right. So, Molov and Shrike are now fighting, so that means Shrike's helping us out, which is always good. Tangier escapes with this thing, which is the Nano Cell, which is what we stole in the beginning of the game. We're all getting this good. So, the issue here is that Molov gets into that battle armor, and if you start to think, oh, hey, battle armor? Well, if I use a rocket launcher or grenade launcher on that thing, like I have for the rest of the game, it'll do decent damage. That's incorrect. That's not a good idea. Even the anti-personnel launcher is a suitable option, but it's not the best option. You see, the bigger thing is using the secondary function on that anti-personnel launcher. It technically throws out mines, but it throws out 5 of them at a time instead of the 10 and then 5 that the regular fire does. Which means that you do a ton of damage to him with less... Oh my god, I hate this guy sometimes. With less fired at him. All you have to do is lead him around this area. If you just lead him around like this, you'll basically be able to take him out in a couple of volleys. Only a few reloads needed at that point. And he'll destroy the center. You can do that too if you feel it's in your best interest, but it usually isn't. So, do it. Damn it. I'm just looking for anything that'll help me get out of this. Unfortunately, I am not in a position to negotiate with this man. Here we go. So, the Raildriver battle that you have with him, pretty simple. Shoot him in the head.
This is us.
Take your time.
The people of the Commonwealth.
Coming in for you, Alias. The statue is about to blow.
As it should.
He almost never leads you, and that's why I usually do kinda okay against him when he gets to that stage. I can usually take him out in 3 or 4 shots. Couldn't quite do it that time. Let's skip to the successful run, shall we? Okay, so, once again, we gotta take out Molov. Easiest way to do it is to hide like a bitch. Well, like a successful bitch, I should say. You don't want to face a battlesuit head-on. I think there's an army of process that are no longer around that can tell us exactly why not to do that. Okay, we're one health pack down, which means I'm going to come over here real quick and grab one. Unfortunately, there are not enough health packs in this area to really make this a viable option. The other thing is that if you've been paying attention to this game, you would think that the Wasp is the weapon to use. It locks on to vehicles, it does decent damage to them. You can usually take out most vehicles in a couple shots with it. But in the case of Molov, it doesn't work. Ugh, okay. Here we go. Hit him in the head.
The people of the common command. Sopot.
Just hit him.
This is as it should be. Sopot leads the people of the Commonwealth.
Coming in for you, Alias. The statue is about to blow.
This is as it should be.
Don't even bother zooming in on this fight. It's not worth it.
It's calculation. Stop.
Now you can kill him with other weapons, but the Raildriver does it the fastest, so... And if you know where he is, you can also do it through a wall. Which in my calculation is definitely worth risking getting shot because you're reloading. Oh, if I could remember where he was... There he goes. I hit him one more time, he should be done.
Mutant soldiers to scare the naive and subvert the state. They lie.
Missed it.
You know better.
Okay, now we're in trouble. There he goes. Got him. Nice.
Come on, Alias. Let's get the hell out of here.
Alright, let's leave, and I'll see you on the other side of this.
Alias was decorated for his acts of valor and eventually accepted a position as military advisor to the newly formed Red Faction government. Tangier survived her fall and was rescued by Alias and Shrike. She went on to pursue a career in politics and became the Commonwealth's first chancellor as a result of democratic election. Shrike used his skills as a pilot to become a civilian consultant for the reformed Commonwealth Air Force.
So yes, Red Faction 2, completed. Not a long game, just like the previous game, but a lot easier than the other game was, mostly because the gameplay was a little bit more tight, the gunplay was a lot more solid. So that's actually good in my opinion. I know there are people who think that Red Faction 1, because it was a little bit more original, was probably the better game, but it's nice to have a game that functions correctly in a lot of spaces versus having the issues that Red Faction 1 did with being able to shoot things reliably until you got the precision rifle. That said, I still think I like Red Faction 1 better. I know there is probably going to be a debate over which game is better, but I think Red Faction 1 is probably the better game by just a little bit. It's probably also a little bit shorter, but I think that's probably fine too, because it's never meant to be a long game, it was supposed to be a difficult game. Whereas this game is just short. It's not very hard. I died on Repta and Molov more times than I did through the rest of the game combined. And those guys aren't exactly difficult enemies, but they are, if you don't know their patterns and their different things, they can be hard. So, about the ending, there are actually several endings to this game. The one I got is what's considered the B ending in the game files. There's an A, C, and D ending, I believe, as well. I'm going to record those and put those in the thread so everyone can see those, and how they're a little bit different than that ending. And by a little bit, I mean it's the exact same video and the weird sound over Shrike, but, you know, it's there's a different voiceover. So the music over Shrike is so weird. Anyways, the voiceover is different. It gives you a better idea what's going on. This is the person you blame for Lance Herkinson's lines, Marine Tan. Let her feel bad about that. Some of these other people are probably at risk of being yelled at in my mind for some of this stuff. But if you go through this, you can see it's not a long list of credits, but there were actually QA testers. That's different and new. And here's all the people who... Oh, dialogue editors. These are the people who probably screwed up all this stuff. Gary Goldman, not Gary Oldman. Let's be clear here. And here's our list of characters. Yes, they really paid for Christian Campbell to voice Alias for 2 lines. That's... I don't know who that is, but, you know, that sounds like he probably was... He'd probably cost them some money, right? And it looks like they gave... They had motion capture in this game? I wouldn't believe that if I had to. But, yes, they had a pretty significant list there. I don't know why are they giving credit to people from the E3 trailer for this game? I don't understand that. Is that a thing that I should be aware of? It's not in the extras, is it? Okay. Well, that's the end of the game. We're going to save there. And, as you beat the game, you get a Molov in front of you instead. Interesting, right? If you go into the extras, you can watch all the movies you've unlocked, including the THQ and Volition logos at the start, and all those things. So, there's cheats that you can enter in, and there's gallery. Now, you've probably seen a few things through the game where it tells me, yes. The game will tell you that you have unlocked content at certain points. That's what we're seeing here, some of this stuff. I like how, is it only Alias that has blue, but there's at least 3 people who have yellow. I still can't figure out what the nano stuff did for anyone. Sopot, nothing special there. These are the guys from the first part of the game. Yeah, so not really a... What the hell? What? Are these multiplayer enemies? What in the fuck is this? I don't understand what that was. There's grunts? Oh yeah, these guys are grunts. Okay. Rep the plus. Look at that. He's Guile now. Anyways, that was Red Faction 2. Thanks for sticking with me for that weird section there. I just kind of got engrossed in with the weirdness of this game. So, yes, once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in, well, Thread, I guess. Not really planning on anything right now. Bye. Yes, we're quitting. Sorry. So, yes, for real. Bye, everyone.